And Scott's is broken. You know, we're taking the day one scuff at a time. But we're doing it. So, um, do I just need to reset her model? Scott's, why are you broken? Hey, that's so much better. All right. Um, let's see. How can I describe this? Yes. So, um, I'm not entirely tech literate, but I know enough to know that when I've stored too much on my computer, it starts running a few things a little bit slower than I'd like. TLDR, I'm working towards, I guess, an external hard drive that can help me store video footage so that I don't cause my computer to struggle like this. So how's it going? Welcome in, Boatsy. Welcome in, Malik. Hello. Is it? Should I just call you a motel? My brain always like does a loading moment where I figure out if I pronounce the rest of it or not, and I'm like, huh. All right. Heck. A few more bugs. Let's have the screen tilted a little bit better. Not so low. All right. It's just been having to get up and make all these micro adjustments, and I sit down, I'm like, okay, is everything good? And then I realize that I left my remote charging, so I had to get up and get that. I'm just like, yeah, this is fine. We're getting workouts in. All right. So, why is it crooked? This is actually bugging me. Yeah. All right. I found true level. My monitor was like cocked just slightly. And I'm like, that's not gonna sit with me. I would like it to be flush. All right. Let me find all of my things. We have my remote, yes. And my pen. All right. And my axe. Well, motel's good, okay. Malik says it's way too hot and you're struggling in Blender. Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely another hot week. I didn't even know it. I was too warm last night and it was going on midnight and I could tell I just wasn't going to sleep again. And I'm just like, you know, I'm just gonna cut my hair off. Yeah. Get the buzzers out, shave my head. Let's do it. So I did. And then I went and I looked at the forecast. Yeah, it went up and it got real hot this week. I'm like, I don't regret it. I got the sides pretty tight and clean. I think they're pretty even, but I was tired from doing that and just gave a total hack job across the top. So I gotta go back and cut my hair again, but it's not unfixable. I got tired with it. I left it in like a rough stage. Oh no. Wait, what? What happened? Wait, what happened? Yeah, fuck. Definitely try to stay cool. Heat's really rough too. Like, cold's hard, but like you can try to bundle up, you can kind of layer up, you can kind of keep body heat in, but you can like You can only peel off so many layers, and then when you get to your skin, it's a little, it doesn't really help. It's just like, all right, Scots. Why is there thing on here? Make it go away. Yeah. All right. Bootsy says, "Is this the VTuber you were playing with making back a few months ago?" Yeah. I basically slapped a mohawk on and called it good. And I like the shirt. I actually really like the I just doodled essentially and like erased and filled in bits, but I really like it. Hang on. Why is my microphone's not my microphone won't stay up. Do I sound okay? Am I too far away from the microphone? If I'm too far away, I'll move it. If it's fine, I'll leave it alone, cause oh boy. Wait, what? Maybe if I turn this up, even though I'm further away, is that fine? We'll see. We'll see. All right. It looked like I was real quiet before. I don't even know why that was lowered. Oh, I bet it's because I plugged it. You put one thing into the ecosystem, trying to fix one problem, and the tech ecosystem sometimes feels very much like human intervention in like the world ecosystems. You're like, yeah, this will fix it, and then nope, it made things worse. All right, so I'm kind of getting it down with the new tablet, kind of figuring stuff out. We're doing okay. And I got my hotkeys reset. Oh my gosh. I was hoping there was some way to have like Wacom let you back up your settings, because you can set and program to like each program. So when I edit, I can open the Wacom software and I can be like, yeah, I'm gonna open DaVinci Resolve and then tell it that these shortcuts mean this. So I can create like the best workflow, which is really nice when I'm having hard days. I like the optimization. But when it dumped everything on me last week in the middle of the stream, I was like, no. I'm gonna have to do this from muscle memory. That doesn't look like a circle to me. One step at a time. Why is it being like that? Screen ratio. Always calibrate your equipment, you know? All right. Let's see. Did that do it? Yes. All right. I could not imagine if I tried to just start drawing without double checking. Yeah, I really want to go back and try to do another like go at her hair. But this is pretty fun. It's a little flat on the side of her heads. I am like, if this is me and this is my hair going like this, it's hey, wait, I had some bangs. Where'd my fucking bangs go? What? Anyways, they should come out to the side more. But maybe that looked weird and that's why I made it flush. I don't know. Sometimes you think something's gonna look fine and then you really have to kind of adjust on the fly. Especially because I'm still learning how to sculpt stuff. It's really interesting though. It's not, I wouldn't necessarily say it's intuitive to use, but trying to get some of the tools to work is more struggle. Let's see. So this is one I started on my big tablet, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get stuff exactly to these levels, but we'll see. Alright, so there was an adjustment on this one. So this is why I usually have a bit of a back and forth with my commissioners, where instead of going ham and like, this is a pretty blobby shape for the sword, right? It's like not clear. But you can basically see this is the blade, that's the handle, that she would grab it in the middle. Like, it's the gist of it without me having to spend a bunch of time. And it ended up being not quite the right proportions. And so they were asking if I can adjust those. Oh my god, I should have gotten all this information before stream. Discord does the little privacy mode. So everybody's just a name and an icon right now. Hold on. And then people change their icons. And I'm like, where'd you go? Alright, hang on. Is it you? Nope. No. Where did you go? They just messaged me not that long ago because I sent them this. Which one are you? Everybody changed the profile. There we go. There we go. Found ya. Found ya. Found ya. Hey. All right. So it needs to be larger. Got it. Not... It's not uncommon in my line of work to have to adjust the size of things. Oh no, no, chat, you're hiding my reference. Yes, there we go. All right. So she's got a whole outfit and everything going on top. But I want to make sure that I have everything proportionate-wise before I start going for her outfit, so I'm not wasting time like redrawing stuff on a different body size or shape. So, okay, that's dropping stuff. I dropped my express remote and it's got like this grippy silicone back. So it just kind of like landed on me and it stopped. I'm like, okay, all right. I caught it with my arm because of friction. So it's a bit larger. The handle looks like 3 times the hand size. So that length is about right for the handle. But then the sword is larger. How much larger? It's kind of like the length that she is. Yeah. Yeah. We'll start there. Make it smaller if we have to. Alright. Wait, didn't I make a new shortcut for that? Maybe. Yeah, I did actually. Cool. Alright. Yeah, honestly, that looks a bit closer. Is very large. Very tall. I'm gonna try flipping it the other way. And it looks like the other side's basically the same. It's just opposite. So I want this to be flared out a little bit, and it comes up and it curves maybe. Doesn't have to be exactly the same, but these look like, it looks like a double, is it a scimitar? I will ask for clarification before I go ham. That's what I like about this stage. I can play around a little bit, and I'm like, is that right? And I'm like, you know, that's where we find out where the communication errors are. Especially when you're communicating with text, it can get, like, it can get difficult to try to, like, explain what you mean. Or it takes a lot longer to type it out than it does to, like, explain it. So having they give me rough sketches, I make an interpretation, and then I find out how close my interpretation of their explanation of how to use the refs was. It's like a little game of hot and cold. Oh gosh, and it definitely does take some patience. I try to make sure that I understand what I'm trying to draw before I spend time drawing it, or if I know I'm really not sure, I like make sure I put enough effort in to kind of convey what I'm trying to figure out. And then also, I mean, honestly, sometimes I've had commissioners take my sketch and then do a quick red line and be like, no, can you just make it like this shape-ish? And they're like, sorry, that's like bad or rude. Or I'm like, it's literally, you can know in your brain what you're trying to explain. If you can add a visual component that's like, I mean, this spot over here or something at this angle, like, it saves so much. And I guess if it's like, I don't know. I don't see it as rude. I'm like, makes sense to me. If, like, they just download it on their phone sometimes and, like, do a little squiggle with their finger and it's close enough for me to just grasp that, like, point of miscommunication, and then we get on the same page and then everything's golden. Deathlight says, don't worry, I'll never change my username and rarely change your picture. That's fair. Off topic, but have I considered posting on Kara at all? I've heard about it. I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't actually checked it out yet. I'd be curious if anybody in the chat has or has used it. Because I am absolutely looking for social media alternatives to Twitter at this point. I barely feel like I see art on Twitter anymore, and like that's the main point I like to consume social media for. But the amount of art that I see is very, very small. I need to control cut, paste. I have to cancel. Now. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Then I want rather than redraw something 1,000 times. I like being able to scoot stuff closer, especially when I'm like struggling a little bit more than usual with accuracy. And I'm mostly trying to get the size down. I don't know. That looks all right. Enough. And I'm just gonna duplicate and flip it. You've been posting for a minute. It's very chill over there. That's nice. I'll probably try and check it out then, because it's got me curious, but I haven't. Ow. All right, sorry. That hurt, so I cussed off the microphone. I'm like, all right. Wait, I don't want to duplicate. I want to rotate. Yeah. Gonna. And then that's all I need to do on this one for now, because I don't want to work on the outfit just yet until I know kind of what scale the weapon is, so that the sword and her outfit feel balanced. I don't know how else to explain that. So I think I can delete that, merge the other ones. Yes. Yeah. And then this one is basically obsolete, so why am I using my mouse? I pick up something and then I keep using it instead of switching back to the thing that's like more sensible to use. It's taken me a long time to get used to using my Wacom remote for drawing. And it's super funny to me that if I pick up a new program, like when I started editing in DaVinci Resolve, I made shortcuts for the program. And I started using that no problem. Every time I edit, I'm like, oh, where's my remote? Because it's just so convenient to like be able to snip bits, delete things, and like I started using the program and taught myself to use the remote with it at the same time. Yeah, this is fine. Whereas with drawing and Clip Studio Paint, I've gone through multiple iterations where originally on my 13 HD, I had, what do you call it? They had a couple of buttons on the side, and those are really nice. I mostly was able to program the hotkeys I needed there, and I had everything I basically needed, unless I really had to reach down to my keyboard for a few other, like, other things. And then when I went and switched to my newer one, I spent about a year using my keyboard, and since I was kind of half used to using my keyboard anyways, it kind of just stopped being a hybrid of keyboard and tablet, and I just full used my tablet for shortcuts because that's what I had. And then I finally was like, this is just not practical, especially on days where my shoulder's hurting, having to reach down to the keyboard is just an extra annoyance, and it costs me like that much more in time if it causes me to like be in pain that much faster. So I'm like, let's find something to make this so I can draw longer. So I got the little shortcut remote, and trying to break the habit of not using it, and like I'll be fine. I'll start using it, and then I like talk to chat for a second or have to do something on my keyboard, and then I don't transition back. I just stay on the keyboard, and that old habit creeps back of using the keyboard shortcuts. So I think that's funny. It's especially cumbersome to try to use my keyboard in my lap right now. So I'm using this as an opportunity to get myself further habituated into using the remote that I have. It's a little bit big. That's my only real complaint about it. And I have big hands, so I feel like it's a little beefy. I can close this one. Let me see. Do I have a file ready for this other one yet? Open. I do have a file prepped. Okay. Do. So, this one's gonna be a bust. And it's been specified a 3/4 left turn, which is my favorite, I guess, because I draw them so much. She's got glasses low on the nose. Where did my reference photo go? Let's see. How is everybody doing? I'm just happy to be back to drawing again. It's been the one rough thing about commissions is like I love what I do and I love drawing so much, but it's kind of sucky when I can't actually draw. It means that the work doesn't actually get done. And then you're like, yes, fantastic. It's actually been 10 years since I got sick, since earlier this month. Like my life fell apart 10 years ago on July 10th. So like, that was kind of a rough day, but at the same time, I looked down at what I have going for me and what I've made of it. And it was kind of hard to be too sad about it. Like, I feel like I got set back quite a bit. Like, I look at my peers and they're a lot further along than I am. You know, some of them have bought houses and have gotten married, and some of them are having kids, and I'm just trying to like get my shit together. And you know, it's not a race. I'm happy for them, and I'm excited that they're able to have accomplished those things. I just can't help but feel like I would be further if I didn't get sick, or if, you know, but that's not what happened, and that's not what I got. So, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. When the roll table gives you ladders, you use the ladders. On a D100, and out of 6 pulls, and a random generator, we got 3 out of 6 items were ladders. So of course I'm like, you can never have too many. You can never have too many ladders. They're great. And proceeded to actually find a way to use them in useful ways multiple times that session. D&D is so funny to me sometimes. Alright, she's got wings. Wait. Oh no, I'm dyslexic. It's facing the right. The viewer's right. It's her left hand. Stage left. What? Alright, hang on. So, she's facing the right. So I got that part backwards. Staged left, running through her hair. Alright, so I'm thinking like... maybe... Hang on. Let me take a selfie. Instead of struggling, or instead of spending like way too long trying to find a reference, I'm just going to take 2 seconds and mimic the pose I'm trying to capture, and then I'm gonna draw it. So give me 2 seconds to let's see. I'm looking at it that way, so if I do it this way, it's easiest. Oh no, I can't take that 3/4 turn that way. Alright. Why do you charge so much for your commissions? Because I sit here and I turn 3/4 to the left and I try to take a picture. Oh, that's a good one. Oh no, that was a bad one. Oh god. It started taking like a burst shot, I guess. And the last one I grabbed was good, but it still took one more photo, and it was while I was grabbing the phone, and it's like the low angle, like... Saw that it was taking one more photo at the last second. When you accidentally selfie and you make one of those faces, it embodied that entirely. All right. Let's try this again. Is this closer to start with? If I flip it, maybe? Do. Yeah. All right. So I didn't know what I was aiming for until I started kind of fiddling around with it on the paper. And then that kind of led me to the point where I knew what I wanted to make a pose doing, more or less. Because, like, I don't know, if I just strike a pose at random, it doesn't really work. If I'm not like doing something that's feeling like the character, it doesn't really work for the pose. So I try to get the pose started, get a feel for like what I'm trying to get from the character, and then I try to get a pose with my camera mimicking what I'm trying to capture. I got so tired of wasting so much time Google searching, trying to find like perfect poses and stuff, or Even just trying to find a good pose out there already to match something I was trying to draw, or like sometimes photo bashing stuff doesn't make the anatomy quite right. And I just got over it. I'm like, fine, I'll take it. I'll do it myself. You know, that attitude has gotten me really far in life. Can't afford a VTuber? I'll do it myself. I'm excited to hear both Deathlight and Malik that you're playing in Blender and like experimenting with stuff. I've only got to maybe play around with it for a couple of hours, but getting to play around with like 3D and making stuff like that has been something I've wanted to do for a while. So I just think that's hella cool that you guys are dipping in it. Oh no, wait. I wasn't supposed to be doing hands for bus anymore, was I? I wasn't. But I don't feel like this pose is quite right without. Hands partially hidden in the hair, so I don't want to spend too much. And these are sketches, so I also don't have to make the hands. Like, the trade-off of doing the hands is that they look how they look. So if they come out good from the ref, they come out good from the ref, but I'm not going to redraw them a bunch. I'm just so happy to be drawing again. You have no idea. I drew that way too big, but I love that digital art. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of shaped right, even if it's a little bit too big. I can at least... I don't have a control button, right? There's still a few things I don't have ready on my keys. I wonder if I could add the ones I don't have. Will they work together? I'm not sure. Uh-oh. I think my chair's broken. That's fine. One day at a time. All of a sudden, I'm trying to rotate and I can't. I've had the same chair for like 8 years, though. I think the hydraulics are just kind of giving up. Same, though. Bootsy says, wanted to know how it's going. Sit in a car waiting, and you don't know for how long the appointment's going to take. So happy to take your mind off of, I can't see, of how it is. That's fair. I can't fix very many things, but I can try to offer a distraction, and sometimes that can help. Chill vibes. I think. Shoulder goes down more. Struggling with anatomy. It's pretty normal, I guess. It's fun. Is it fun? No. But everybody does it sometimes. There's also like this weird blend of when do you let something kind of be something a little looser and not necessarily. So it's one of my favorite things about newer artists, right? I feel like when you have a grasp on how anatomy is supposed to be, it can get really difficult to have interesting takes on it. So even though like newer artists make a lot of anatomical mistakes, some of the fun liberties that they'll still take and the adventurous things they'll do, I really like it, because like I'm trying to decide where I want to go with the reference and where I wanted to go, because I liked where it looked before. The more I tried to make this look right, so I'm gonna go back to kind of what I had going there, but I'm steering away from the ref, and it's just kind of like, whew, gotta trust that. And I'm like, I'm just gonna, you gotta make some choices here and there. All right, and then I think we got turn far enough, like that's side of chest, so this would be I don't know. Let's see. I'll probably use her dress's neckline as the cutoff. Doop, doop, doop. She's got glasses low on the bridge of her nose. So I imagine she's kind of like looking up over them. The fun thing about this being a rough sketch too is it doesn't have to be perfect right now. I'm just trying to make sure that this is the 3/4 pose angle that my commissioner wanted. And then I'm gonna try to do this hand another time, because or it's gonna be, this is the time, I guess it came out fine. Whatever. I'm like, I give up, and it comes out perfect. I'm like, that's okay, alright, that's how life is sometimes. Maybe that's what I need to do. I'm just gonna stop trying, because the harder I try, I'm not gonna stop doing stuff. I'm just gonna stop trying so hard, because the harder I try, the harder the universe like knocks me back down. So I'm like, fine. You know what? I'm done. I'm done trying. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm just not gonna try anymore. There's nothing to try. I'm making art. That's what I do. There's no brain cells needed here. I push the button, I stream, and I do. We're making the art. Alright, so I want this to be where it should. And then this hand is still really big. Because then when all the bits look okay. It's easier to come back through on the top on a good day, especially if I can get back on my other tablet by the time I'm doing these. I'm making a big push again now that I'm getting up from my hip being all sassy. And it's, I don't know, it's been so long for some folks that I'm just like, hey, does anybody want a refund? You know, just before I'm like getting the rough sketches going, and because like I won't accept refunds once work has been done. They'll maybe be a partial refund, but if I've put time in and then somebody wants to back out, I can't, like, I've already put the investment in that. So it's also to protect me from like any sort of chargebacks or anything on payment services, because like, it's one thing if somebody hasn't had anything drawn for them yet, but if somebody's been fully had their stuff drawn and they try to charge stuff back, that's like absolutely wild. Or even partially. I've never had anybody be that way, but I've seen other folks have to deal with people being unkind, or I mean, that's just straight up scamming artists. So it's just not a bad thing to have a terms of service if you're going to be taking commissions, just to have your butt covered. I really like how this one looks. I'm just gonna give her tiny wings, just little ones, just little cute, like, because I can't fucking draw full wings. I can't. I drew two hands. I can't draw wings. But I can do little cute ones because I think they're cute. This is my midway. The character has wings. I can't not draw the wings. One of my favorite things to draw. It's not fair to have wings on the character and then not draw them. I mean, unless somebody, feels that way about their pricing, but I draw wings all the fucking time because I love them. So if there's a character with wings on them, I'm like, I just want to draw them. I want to paint the wings, and then your character's just like a byproduct in the background of the landscape that is just the giant pair of wings. Ooh, actually, that sounds like that could be a really cool imagery. I'll get my commissions caught up, and then I'll actually open them again one day. For now, we're doing weekend streams. And that's one of the tough realities of commission. Like, if nobody's working, nothing's getting done. And so, like, I've gotten behind, and I've got backlog, and it's definitely a lot to deal with. I'm at the point where a lot of other artists, like, have crumpled under the weight of this and have given up, or worse, ghosted their commissioners because they can't bear the guilt of having made people wait so long. And I just, like, people don't want you to feel guilty and beat yourself up about it. They want to know that you're doing your best, you're still making progress, and that, like, they're not forgotten about. And I think that's what, like, earlier I put out a little thing like, hey, does anybody want a refund? Nobody wanted one. I'm like, you they're like, you know, I waited this long, I might as well, you know, get the art. And honestly, that's really smart because my art, I mean, say someone's been waiting for 2 years. If I look at my art, my painting skills from 2 years ago, my quality and my capabilities have gone up. So it's buying a commission from me 2 years ago and having to wait for it has better appreciation value than NFTs. It's a better investment. So I'm just like, all right, well, guess I'm just gonna get my shit together and, you know, start kicking some ass. So that's what we're doing. I love this under sketch. Look at how cute this came out. Like, oh my gosh. The character's got like wings and tattoos, and she looks very I don't know, like a pastel goth girlfriend. Not quite, but cute. I don't know what I'm singing, but she's adorable, and I wanted to like get that windswept kind of feel with her hair because of the wings. So I don't know. I find what I think is cute and what inspires me about a character, and I try to bring that part out. All right, I'm gonna stand this off. That's 2 rough sketches. Love how flowy the hair is, and those hands are peaked. Right? Well, yeah, the hands are so good because I was looking at a reference, so I did myself a favor there. But the hair, like, it just looks like, yeah, like she just like brushed her bangs back into the side, and like there's, I don't know, there's life and there's flow to it. I'm so happy with it. It came out good. I can't wait to get to, like, this is why it doesn't bug me. It bugs me that I have a backlog because nobody deserves to wait this long, but I'm not crushed under like the obligation of it because I'm fucking hyped to draw your OCs. That part hasn't changed. So I just thrive off of that bit. Let's see, what else do I have? Here, let's do. So I did. I don't like that pencil. Is it this one? Yeah. So I did the fix, and then there was all right, what else? I was gonna do the crystal pony, and then what else? I don't know. I looked at everything. I started out with a shopping list and I forgot it. Give me 2 seconds. This is why I have a commission list. So that's the one I am currently working on. There's no rough sketch for that one though. That one I'm shading, that one I'm painting, and that one needs fine tune. So those ones are all good. That one's got a rough sketch. That one's on the list. That one. Uh-oh. Yeah. Let me see. I might be looking at what other busts I have. I'm trying to draw one for horse. I'm stuck on the one for Zay. I'm not stuck, but I can't work on that right now. Let me make sure I've saved this one. I think I ran everybody out of ideas for busts because I was going through them so fast. Did I actually pester anybody and get additional ones? All right. Oh, cool. I think they like that. That's fantastic. I love to hear it. All right. Let me make sure I save. And then what else do we have that we can do? The Cosior? How's the leg doing? It is doing. I am not quite able to sit forward at my big tablet, but I'm able to kind of sit back in my office chair and work on the little huion I got. So I finally found a midway that doesn't make my hip cranky. I'm pretty stoked about it. I'm not going on any hikes yet, but I can at least get around the house to do my laundry and some minor housework again. So I'm pretty happy about that. We're getting to it. What else can I do? All right, let's open a new one then. So new file size, probably huge. Like what? Yeah, let's start with that one. No. This one's gonna be a paint. So actually, I'm going to do it in 350 DPI because it just gives me that extra little bit when I'm trying to get in there and oh no, I got the hands backwards. All right. So, let me see. I need to find perfect. So I really like I just really like Discord for using, like keeping track of my my commissions because I can just pin the references. All right. So then I go, this is one of the ways, like, I struggle to digest like walls of information, but I need the wall of information. So I tend to start out with some notes. All right, so we're gonna have a pony. Yeah. Fucking art. All right. We got tundra, snow. Got a sign with 3 doodly doos. See, I can digest this is my cliff notes. I can digest this faster. And 2 obscured by snow. Doo doo doo. Dark and on the horizon, orange sunrise. Look, you can try to punch all these words into some stupid AI program, but I guarantee you won't. See, that's the crazy thing is like you could put all these in and probably get something that was okay, but you're trying to get like a specific looking character and like details, and so if something's just a little bit wrong and you try to get it to fix it, it'll give you a whole different fucking picture. You're like, we were so close. And like a real artist usually won't do that. I was gonna say it won't, but I mean, there's a few times where you just get on the wrong page, and it happens. Like, sorry, this was not the result I meant. Ignore. Do. All right. And then, all right, so this is a huge thing for everyone. If you ever do find yourself in, if you're taking commissions and you find yourself in a situation where you end up behind on stuff, and you end up in a situation like myself where you have health issues and have to move continuously so that you, like, your time has to be diverted to other things or you're unable to work, but the bills still come. Like, the best way I've found to manage it is doing small sketches with basically a 0 turnaround on the weekends to prevent building up any extra backlog. But say this commission is from 2 years ago, right? And I'm finally now getting to it. Double check what was charged for stuff so that, like, you still have a frame of reference. Because, like, my prices have gone up over the years, so I have to make sure that I'm still kind of keeping that part in check. And it's one of the things that actually screwed me over. One of the last times I had to dig myself out of a backlog was that I had upped my prices, but the art I was working on was from when I was charging $45 a piece, and I was drawing it like the pieces I was charging $80 for. So I had doubled my prices and then was drawing the old work basically at the quality and the price that I had upped it to. So it created extra work because I lost the frame of reference for how much something should have actually been. So you wouldn't think that that's something you should throw out there or advice that you maybe would need, but you don't want to end up in a situation where you have to look back 2 years to see what something was. you know. But if you find yourself in the unfortunate place, I didn't have resources for people being like, oh man, this is the crap situation I got in, and this is, you know, how I got my way out. I've seen people do two different things. They fucking ghost and they fall off the fucking internet because they basically couldn't finish art, didn't give people what they owed, and then felt bad about it and disappear. The only other result I've seen, aside from people finishing off their queue, is that they go get a quote-unquote regular job while they kind of fix their queue. And I can't, that's not an option for me, or else I would probably consider, like, having a higher paying job, you know? But I do what I do to try to work with the issues I have. So I wish I had had somebody who'd actually gotten through their queue and done it right, been more upfront with the things that they grappled with and how they actually were successful with it, because it's one of those things where it's surrounded by shame. Like, a lot of folks feel really bad when you have been waiting so long to finish stuff for people. Like, you know, it doesn't feel good to have that weight over you either. And so it's a thing that's surrounded with a lot of shame, and people don't talk about it a lot, or the ways they do talk about it are, you know, I see over and over again things on Twitter where people are like, I've had to wait this long for art and da 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 da, and every time it just, like, it makes me so fucking stressed out because I apply that to myself, and, you know, I go, well, I'm awful because I've been making people wait this long, and you know, I grapple with shit like that. And so it's just been so scarce to actually see stuff where people are like, hey, this is how I got myself out from under my backlog while I was working, you know, on art, because getting a day job isn't an option for me. And kind of show people that there's ways to do it. It's a fight. You got to push hard, but it's not impossible. It's just, it's hard. So many people give up that's the main example I really saw, was just people ghosting, and I just went, I don't want to be that. Deathlight says, you figured out your plan for the animation. Just wait for as long as possible. Yeah. You'll end up with something that's like studio quality. Oh, shit. It's funny though, because like that still is brewing in my mind. Like, I think about the way I want the motion, and like, like, at first I was thinking of just how I wanted the transition of, like, her wing from the beginning to the end of the animation to kind of reset the transformation that she goes through, so it would be, like, smooth and loop really well. And then now I've started to, like, think about how I want her to have, like, a little bit of, like, a snake-like wiggle when she's, like, stepping forward and changing into, like, that nightmare form. I don't know. But, like, I'm not just sitting here... My attitude behind the whole thing is why I think I'm successful, because I'm not just sitting here going, oh no, that animation, like, yeah, that's gonna be a lot of work when I fucking get to it, but I'm still picking at it while I'm getting there. I'm thinking about it. So the day will come when I'm trying to do these, and, like, same thing with this one. I've been thinking about this commission, and I'm trying to get the thing that I'm seeing in my head right now, I'm trying to see if I can get it out, if that makes sense, because this has been living in my head for 2 years, not as a weight that's been like a burden, but as in, like, I've been really excited to get to the point that I can paint this, and that's not what a horse looks like. God. Oh no, are we gonna have to Google what a horse looks like today? Everybody thinks drawing's fun until you're like, what does a door frame look like? I'm gonna Google search what a fucking bar stool looks like. Do, do, do. Motel says, for real, you're so glad more people are realizing how problematic AI art is. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's crazy. I've been like I I have friends and family who share stuff and I'm just like, do you not know that it's AI? Should I tell you that this is AI? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do they not know? Do they want to know? Am I being that guy being like, actually this is like AI art and like maybe they don't care or maybe they do. And so I was just like, all right, I'm not going to like I'm not gonna get involved in this. Like, I've got other shit going on. And then somebody was sharing stuff that was like flowers. And I'm like, oh God. And I'm looking and it's got scientific names next to the flowers. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. And so I went and I fucking searched. And like, those are real flowers that it's using the name of, but it's just AI flowers that aren't real flowers, but it's using the scientific name of real flowers that do exist to like lend to the legitimacy of its description. And so I finally was just like, hey, these are AI generated and I'm saying something because I thought you'd care, because they're using the actual, the names and stuff. And the person was an ecologist. Like, they study, like, nature and plants. And I'm just like, I know that you wouldn't want this kind of, like, false information. But this is not educational. And then when you do go look at what the actual ones look like, they're so underwhelming because they're nowhere near as like fanciful and like colorful as the ones that they're showing in the AI art. And I'm just like, that is so frustrating. And then to find out how many people have like tried buying like crochet patterns, and to find out that the crochet patterns are impossible. They wasted their money on something that doesn't exist. And then, it's like with the flowers and stuff, I'm like, how many people will end up buying seeds that are for flowers that don't exist? And then by the time you grow the flowers, like, there's just so much room to scam gullible people with AI generated stuff when there's literally no identifying like way to tell that it's generated. It's also so sad that I don't usually experience wonder anymore. Like, if I'm not seeing something in person and I'm just seeing photos of something online, I don't go, oh wow, that's so cool, someone made that. I went, oh, that's cool, wait, is that real? Because when you see stuff that is crafted by people and has had time and hours and energy spent and put into it, I feel like that is so much more impressive to me than just having generated something. Like, the craftsmanship is there. There's some lady who makes it's foam art, and they look like fucking birds. Like, they look like fucking birds. They look like fucking birds because she spends the time to like trim the foam into like the shapes and the forms that feathers take. And like, she does them on like little embroidery hoops, and these little bird portraits are absolutely stunning. But when I first saw them, I spent 10 minutes scrolling through the page until I saw some work in progress or anything that like showed me, you know, like multiple pictures at multiple angles of an object so that I knew it was real. And then I appreciated how much like hours and work and dedication that goes into, you know, what she crafted. But I got really excited seeing these really cool, like, it was like an anatomical and like bodies, and it was like embroidery, and it was just like, oh wow, that's so intricate, and that's connecting over there. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. Wait a oh, it's not fucking real. Oh, okay, somebody didn't sit there and hand stitch all that. It doesn't, whatever. And it's like, it would be so much cooler if I saw something that someone made that was inspired by that they actually put the time and energy and effort into. I would love to see that. I think that it can be a cool inspiration, but like, I just can't give it the same appreciation as something that I've, you know, seen other people put time and dedication into doing. Bootsy says, you saw a post from a nursery that said there are AI showing some pictures and explain seeds and starts are not available because they don't exist. Oh no, so there's people seeing things online that don't exist, and then they're asking they're asking people in. So if they're asking for starts and seeds, then you know that if somebody is offering them and they're fake, that people will buy them. Some amount of people are going to get scammed by fucking AI flowers. And there's nothing that really, you know, especially if it's like, what? You have to wait a long time for flowers to grow and bloom. And like by that time it would be really hard to chase up, and like, you know what I mean? It's just rife with the opportunity to scam people, and it's just so gross. So you know what? Every single one of you are absolutely amazing and just that much more awesome for like supporting small artists. Like, that's the part that means everything right now. Because without the support that makes us want to continue what we do through this bullshit, like, I don't want to lose my desire to create because AI has made it valueless. And it will only become valueless if, like, we let it. And if it ever got to the point it could produce something that was competitive. Right now, I got job security. I don't see people's OCs being something that's easily done with very good or consistent results. Unless, like, I don't know. I've not seen a lot of consistent results from AI. You could prompt 20 different photos of your OC and none of them would look the same. They'd be all like slightly different. And like, granted, when you get artists to draw them, different artists draw things different ways and sometimes omit details, but it's weird how everything's being like digested and cannibalized into almost like a definable art style where you can look at something and go, this is possibly AI, which is awful because there are artists who have similar styles that are, you know, sometimes the victims of these modeling systems, and people are like, that's not real. You didn't really draw that. It's like, son of a bitch. Oh, why is it gotta be like this? We shouldn't be automating things that are supposed to bring enrichment and joy to humans. And I I just I just I don't know. Marketing works when you stand out, right? Marketing works when you're different. So if everybody's getting shit from AI and it's all like pre-digested and vomited back out into this samey thing, like nothing's gonna really stand out or look different than the competition. How pony do I need to make this? How much pony? Oh. I just dumped water down myself. My reaction says it's one of the least inconvenient things that's happened so far this morning. The Cozior says, dipped your toes in a stable diffusion. Results were very much mixed bad. Planning to commission a real artist for it. Yeah, like it can be fun to dabble around. Like, I wish it were being used in more ethical ways. Just because I think that there are really, like, it could be used to source inspiration, or like if, oh gosh, there's already people out there who have like, they're what they do is they take photos and put reference photos out there for artists. And some of them are like, yeah, train a model off of, my photos so that artists can try to like use AI to photo bash poses they need. Like that would be something that, and the main part of that is that the creator would be fine with their stuff being used that way. The major issue with fucking most of it is that it just scrapes and cannibalizes everything. Like that's great. But I don't know. The AI videos are always really uncanny. Those ones make me uncomfortable. Like in the in like the way that stuff just doesn't quite look right. And they're like, "No, it's way better than the days when, it was Will Smith eating spaghetti." And I'm like, "We are not that much further." The details are a little bit better, but it still is like that uncanny, like stuff shifts and moves in ways that it's not really supposed to, and it's like, I don't know, it doesn't look good. Because what makes art good is the artistic eye, and there's no like, it's a really bad interpretation with no actual understanding of the nuance. I don't know, it's really weird. Look, all I know is they're like, oh, we can use AI to help diagnose stuff, and we can use AI to help instead of lawyers. And I'm like, look, if I have been drawing art my whole life and I look at how AI art tries to translate fingers and the intricacies of detail and the places where there's nuance, the last thing I want is for it to try to diagnose me or fucking go to bat for me in like the court of law, because it can't apply the context like humans can. It might be a helpful tool to be like, oh, hey, by the way, everything that, came up with this related stuff, and like maybe help highlight things, but I don't know. Oh gosh, it's like, yeah. Let's see. So I'm gonna do something like one of those poses. And then I want to do... It's dark. We got an orange sunrise. Let's do some color palettes here. I want like a dark grayish blue. Maybe into, well, okay, so we want a pale orange on the sun. So let's do definitely into the blue gray so that they kind of, we're using the color theory. So I want to go way darker. And then let's do the sunrise first, fuck it. I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know if I care. So the fun thing about digital art is if like you try something and it doesn't work out, you just clear it out and try a new layer. Alright, so I kind of got some tundras, like some mountains. This could be really bad art advice, I don't know, but it works for me. Sometimes I just squint my eyes so that I can't see any like firm details and I'm just working in like shapes and values, and it helps to like just kind of see where I want the highlights. Why are we doing this though? What's going on here? Let's zoom out so I don't keep selecting the corners. So I'm gonna bring this probably darker because I can try to expand out, and then I want to go in here with some orange. Try to figure out what tone of orange. But it's supposed to be, I'm guessing, like just the first lights of dawn coming through. So we're still like a really dark. Let's do that on another layer. Because sun there. Let's make it dim. Let's erase. Go smaller. And then, I don't know, part of this side of the mountain is going to be not receiving any of the warm light. And it'll be blocking the light for coming this way? Yeah. Yeah, look at that. We're getting a little Bob Ross today. And do I want to make it glowing or not? Yeah. I like it. All right. So I'm gonna come through with a different paintbrush. And I'm just gonna kind of, I want some of this. Nature is chaos. Nature is random. Do not be afraid to squiggle. So, honestly, it's one of the reasons why I really do like landscapes and stuff. Because I feel like you can get away with doing less thinking. It's more relaxing. You know? Head empty, just draw. So I want to try to figure out where am I having the character kind of be central in this. I think everything is still supposed to be pretty pretty dark. I imagine it's like waking up way too early in the morning when the sun's only like kind of just started to come up. Are you thinking? Oh yeah, I should probably save this, huh? That would be good. Whatever I erase out just really feels like it's facing the side. Ah. Is it mountains? Is it a tundra? What? Oh, I accidentally switched them. I think I'm gonna drop these onto the same layer. And then so they're probably gonna make a really deep shadow standing there. And then actually I don't want to be doing that on that layer right now. I want to kind of get the idea first. So I'm gonna make a different layer. So if I don't like it, I'm not committed. Because I do like the landscape I've got going in the background. But essentially, I want like the figure here probably. And then I'm going to drop stuff. That is today's theme. Yes. I'm sure they will understand what I'm trying to convey. I just want to get the scene figured out before I'm spending a ton of time detailing stuff and, you know. All right. I am going to, I think it would go this way actually. That's not what I want to do. Yeah. I'll say I want to erase. Thank you very much. Jeez. And then let's do one more layer on top. And then can I do... Oh, how do I want to do some snow? Motion blur. Ooh. That's fun. Motion blur. Less? No? More? Let's change the angle. Box? Smooth? And then what happens if I do distort, twirl? Too much twirling. Oh man, the snow's on the same layer. Son of a bitch. Cancel. And then I'm gonna let's make this so that it's easier to see. Maybe. That's harder to see, actually. All right. So, got two different angles to pick from, and then I've kind of got the whole scene set up. That is scamming, yeah. Deathlight says, at one point, you were wondering, you put your rainbow bird into an AI program and it corrupted it. Couldn't figure out what this thing was. That monster camp video. Oh gosh, is that like the not so transparent like monsters knockoff to the point where there was actually like a Mike Wazowski in the background? All right. Oh God, save the file, Scott. Save it, save it, save it, save it, save it. Ah, we're playing with fire. We're not making anything. You know, it's one thing if I'm at least soldering. It's another if I'm just forgetting to save stuff. All right, I like to save it with the date. Wait. And then do. Save. All right. I like not losing hours of work. It's good. An hour? I don't know how long I did this for. Why do I keep dropping stuff? What did I drop now? How much more stuff can I possibly drop is the question. Like at some point I've got to fucking run out of stuff to I'm frustrated today, so I'm laughing at it so I don't cry, I guess. I'm like, I won't, it hurts to lean down and pick stuff up. I'm trying not to be a wiener about stuff, but my hip is definitely still bugging me. Like when I'm done with stream, I'm just gonna be laying down for basically the rest of the evening. This is the do stuff part of my day, and then I don't know. I might play some Baldur's Gate, or I might work on editing some stuff. We'll see. But I have. Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? I have 4 videos recorded, and the audio is edited. I just have to drop more things. I literally only have the earbuds in my ear and my tablet pen in my head now. I have dropped everything else, and my microphone's at least on a stand. I feel like a fruit tree and everything's ripe, and I'm just like, oh, there goes another fruit. Except instead of fruit, it's like pieces of technology. I dropped my tablet, I dropped my keyboard, I dropped my mouse, I dropped my Wacom remote. Yeah, it's fine. Just drop everything so nothing's left. Exactly. That is the that is the way. All right, let me send this off, and then I think I gotta find another thing to work on. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna type so you don't have to listen to it. I need to ask them how pony is the pony. Because sometimes I make the pony too horsey and then I have to redraw stuff. So now I just ask, how pony is the pony? Oh my god, you guys. This is this is literally okay, so I did the Commission Nightmares video and one of the things I said was somebody sat and edited my style and that essentially I had drawn something that was more a horsey like pony. And when I showed them each iteration, they kept asking for me to make things a little bit smaller or do this or do that. Then they asked me to make some stuff less detailed and called the hooves marshmallow hooves. And I was like, you wanted me to draw this in the show style the whole time. My God, we could have easily done this if I just known that that's what we needed. So literally, this is me going, hey. How, since we're doing some fandom art, how close to the fandom style am I sticking? Because some people like that I have an artistic take and that I do sort of a blend of the the more realistic anatomy that I enjoy. Because I was a horse kid. I drew horses all the time, so of course I want to give them the like knobby knees and like the longer snouts and all those things. But one of my other skills is that I am really good at doing I can mimic styles. And I won't mimic other artists. Like if somebody's like, hey, would you draw so and so style? I'd be like, no. But when you get to like fandom stuff, and it's kind of fun to be like, oh, what would it look like drawing your character in the has-been hotel style? What would it look drawing your character in the Rick and Morty style? Like those kind of things I think are really fun. And then they also kind of become a really interesting like thought experiment on like how do you translate all of these different style notes and the different parts that make a character into your like translated style. I don't know, it's fun. Actually, it would be really fun to draw scuts in different show styles. That would be a fun thing to do. That'll be down the road one day, maybe. But yeah, we'll get there. All right. So that rough is sent off. Let me check what we have here. I got some more feedback. Do. Slightly smaller as per. Cool. All right. So, the only problem is I got the hands backwards on the other pose. I'm afraid it would ruin the good bit that I have going to switch the arms around. I don't know. I'll marinate on it. I don't have to think about it right now. I'll come back around to that one. So, what's my next project then? Where are we at on time? How much more time do I have? We're at about 2 hours. I can draw for about at least another hour. So let's see. I have to take 2 seconds to see what the next thing to work on is. Sometimes I'm not sure how fast I'm gonna work. Like, some days I can chew through things, and art has been slow going, so it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to absolutely nail this, you know? I could think something is gonna take me 15 minutes to sketch, and then it ends up like, unfortunately taking like 3 times as long. So, I just kind of picked a handful of things I know I have to start with. And then I can take a look at what other bust sketches I have, because there's a few of those. Actually, I don't. Oh, wow. I need to go bug everybody. I don't have any more thing. I've literally chewed through everything. I ran everybody down to their ideas. They're like, I need a minute to think. And I'm like, that's fair. That's fair. Let's see. No, that one's already got a rough sketch. Yeah, I gotta find some more stuff to do. All right, I'm gonna use the restroom. I will be right back, and then there's more stuff to draw, so I'm excited. Get some more rough sketches going. And we're back. And I put my microphone higher up. Hopefully you can hear me. I still didn't make a ping, did I? Forgot to make a ping, 'cause I had to pray. I forgot to make a ping the first time, 'cause I was on the phone. Side view preferable. Stick with the lighting. Perfect. Add lamplight source on sign. My style. Rad. My one complaint about the Huion tablet so far that's it. That's it. I did it, you guys. I dropped everything and I officially have nothing left to drop. I win the game. I win. What? I can't keep bending over for stuff. All right, what's the solution? I can put something next to me that I can set stuff on instead of putting stuff on my lap. Let's do it. Let's work smarter, not continue to suffer in the same pattern. Right, so before I dropped stuff, back to my first point. I really like the Huion tablet, but there's nowhere for the tablet pen to go on the tablet itself. It does have a cradle. It comes with a cradle. And I have one of those and it works fine. There you are. It works fine for my big tablet because my big tablet doesn't go anywhere, right? My big tablet's so big, it stays there and I have to come to it. That's why there's the whole problem that I can't sit up front, like forward enough, upright enough. So let's try this again. So I think what I'm gonna do is find like a little piece of nylon and just make a tiny little loop on the side of this. Yeah. What's the material? Plastic? I think I can just sand the back with a little bit of nylon. Well, you can't sand the back with nylon. Sorry. Sand the back with sandpaper, but and then with the nylon, just use contact cement and stick a little loop on there so that when I'm done using my pen for the moment, I can set it in there. Because as soon as I set it down anywhere else, it gets lost. I also really like that on my my Wacom tablet pens, it's got a little ring, and I've made them bright colors. One's green, so if I drop it, I can look for the green and find my pen, and this is black and gray. I'm wearing a black dress, and every one of my other equipment pieces is also... Ooh, I want to paint stuff fluorescent. Do I have any fluorescent green? A mic drop. Did I drop the mic? I can't drop the mic, it's on a stand. Let's see. I have some options. What are they? I might be able to do the undersketch for the Bailey buffet. Nacho Stegosaurus. Ooh, or it could be fun to start the animation, honestly. Oh, I can start the Bard one. That's a good one. Alright, so step one, I'm gonna go ahead and apply what I found out to this real quick, which is that, which sign do I like more? Kind of like the one up top. I like that sign more. But we're keeping the bottom horse. Alright. Do. This music is making me tired. I might stick my drawing playlist on in my earbuds. Dang YouTube and the DMCAs. So what I kind of want to do is find if I zoom in, is there still a lot of detail? So what I want is essentially 2 pictures when I'm done with this. Because I really want something that's like an environmental piece where the character is sort of just underlining the fact that they're completely just out in the middle of nowhere in this dark tundra at night. Just that like the feeling of being out in the middle of nowhere. I think I want to move them in the shadow. No, it's on the snow layer. Snow. Because I want it to kind of be... Well, I don't know. I kind of liked it where it was. Let's see. Right, so I guess this is the part I do in my head, and sometimes I double check it later when I think about it. I don't usually think about like the rule of thirds or the golden ratio and shit like that, but it's always interesting to see how things apply. And so I started going back and looking at stuff and just being like, oh, okay, yeah, I usually have a tendency to do this or that. So sometimes when I'm struggling with composition, it helps to just check what... Where? I'm having a lot of lag with some of my pens. The ones that have a lot of post-correct don't seem to lag as much on my Wacom as they do on the Huion. So it looks like I've done pretty good at making the horizon on the upper third there as like an interest point, and it looks like the shadows kind of take that other one. The weird thing for me is that I've kind of framed the character at like the absolute center of it, but when I'd crop it in, I'd probably have it cropped back where it's like at the 1/3. Interesting. Because I feel like, yeah, it does give you the golden ratio, except it's not quite... I don't think that it's supposed to be perfect. I just think, like, I don't know, it's interesting. It's interesting to see where it fits. Huh. So, I feel like maybe, I'm gonna make everything bigger. Yeah. Just exactly how it is, but make it bigger. Is that too big? A little bit. Still want some of the shadows around the edges. Something like that. And then they said a light source. Whoop, whoop. There we go. Then I can just erase. That's just silly, Bailey Nachoed. Such a lonely feeling. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to capture, is like that lonely feeling in the landscape. All right, and I need to drink some tea. Hang on. All right. See if that helps. I've been so fucking bored. Oh no. Right, the snow's on that fucking layer too. No. Alright. Fine. Right. It's my under sketch anyways. So I'll just do underneath it. That's fine. What are you being? Yeah. There we go. Perseverance. One layer challenge. Yeah, for real. I've done that before though. I actually really... It's fun kind of blending stuff. Oh my god. Alright, Bootsy, that's hilarious. As long as there's gravity, I'll continue to drop things. Because, yeah, I will. And Motel, yeah, 4. I've got 4. I had a rough spell there. So while I was really laid out, I basically put my computer linked with my TV, and it was up high enough so I didn't have to look down too much. And some of the days when I really couldn't do much else, I sat there and I scripted 3 videos. And then I went and I re-recorded the 3 videos plus... Well, I recorded the 3 videos and then re-recorded one that I was unhappy with the front half. Like, it just... I don't know. It was something that I started, like, a long time ago. I don't know. It's weird. Like, there's a lot of advice channels out there, and I get that, like, you need to start somewhere and you kind of need some, but there's a trap of falling into the advice too much, and it's how do I phrase this? Because clickbaity things happen to work and get attention, they tell you to phrase stuff and word things and make things so it's like, ooh. And so I felt like the way I was trying to express some of the pros and cons of commission work just didn't feel genuine to me when I listened back through it. Like, I could hear where I tried to be like, ooh, and I'm like, I don't fucking care about that. Like, that's not the content I'm making, and that's fine. And I at least it's why I'm an artist. I'm gonna do my own thing, and I'm gonna do it how I want. I found out the technical parts now. You know, I don't know. I do what I want. That's how it goes. I do what I want. That's it. If you've been here long enough, you know. So I just kind of feel that way about YouTube as well. Like, there's things that make sense, and there's things that are helpful, and there are things that I am trying to do and improve, but some of that stuff just felt like too, you know. The closest you're gonna get, I think, is maybe the short that I posted, because I was feeling goofy. I'm like, man, I was trying to get stuff set up to do a Baldur's Gate stream, but I had to just get it dumped all of my shortcuts last Wednesday. Not just the ones for my drawing program, but it dumped all of the shortcuts. So, the end result was me having to go through each of my programs and through muscle memory, press buttons and be like, okay, what am I trying to press if I want to do this? All right. And then go reprogram the hotkeys one at a time. It was time consuming. And so while I was doing it, I was just like, you know what? So I took some videos trying to talk about it, and then when I was trying to go for the stream, it just wasn't fucking working. I had more tech gremlins. Come to find out, it's because my computer just has too much YouTube on it. I recorded 4 videos, and now my computer's brain is heavy with knowledge. I have burdened it. So I can't wait to have those out. They're good. I'm trying to explain. We got 2 different ones. Basically, I'm gonna do a few like story time things, but I'm also doing the how to commission information stuff. And so I've got kind of a pros and cons list, just so like for those thinking of doing commissions, just what you might be able to realistically expect, both on the positives and the negatives, because there are a lot of cool things and I do want to be upfront about them, but I also want to make sure that folks know what they're getting into, because it does sound nice to work from home or work. I was crying before stream because I'm having a really hard time. Like, it's just hormones, they do. And I'm just like, does your back hurt? And I'm like, yes. And it's like, but does it hurt too much to sit? Is your hip doing okay? And it's like, yes. And it's like, okay. But you're just sad? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And if you worked a regular job, you'd have to go to work today, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, start the stream. And I'm like, okay. So, like, it's cool to be able to set my own hours, but, like, there's times where it's hard, and you have to be able to buckle down and be like, nope, I'm doing rough sketches today. I got a mountain to climb, and if I can make some steps today, I better get fucking going, because it is gonna be a steep climb, you know, and time's a wasting. So I think that it's really important to just kind of give a realistic view of what I think the boons are, but also what kind of comes along with it, like the sacrifices that you also end up having to make. And I have to get through one part. There's one little part I have to re-script and re-record, one paragraph, and then it's basically ready for the visuals. Everything's at the point of visuals. So I will have one that comes out, and then I'll have basically 3 in the ring. So that should maybe give me the ability to start getting things kind of more consistent, because I never have had any sort of buffer or backlog on video content. But while I was so fucking injured that I couldn't sit and draw, I was gonna go bananas, because the other reason that I am successful at this is like I like to learn stuff, I like to do stuff, and I video games are okay, but I want to make something. I want to have like a thing to show for it, and that's where I get gratification and satisfaction out of life. So me sitting there not having anything to do, I'm like, fuck, I can play Baldur's Gate. I'm like, I don't want to play Baldur's Gate. Like, who fucking sits and whines about getting to play a video game? Usually people are like, oh, my hip hurts and I can't get around the house. Like, yeah, I gotta play video games. That's all I can do right now. And I'm just like, I'm gonna go stir crazy. Let me draw. So I couldn't draw, so I talked about drawing. Like, that's the next best thing. Mean boss. Yeah, sometimes you gotta be the mean boss. But I have to be the mean boss so I can be the nice boss. It's a balance. And it works for me, you know? And I do enjoy what I do. I really do hope that, like, my wrist has only got so much longer where I'm going to be able to do commissions and be able to do stuff the way I've been doing. And that makes me really sad. But I want to be able to pass what I've learned along to other people who will be coming behind me and taking my place, and maybe through that symbiosis of helping the new generation coming to my YouTube channel and watching my videos and gaining that knowledge will help me get a passive income going that will help my wrist. But we were talking about sponsored stuff and things earlier. I don't know if I actually want to get any sponsorships because I feel like content kind of feels like it changes afterwards. So I'd kind of like to just be able to use Patreon and YouTube and kind of have just, you know, if I am supporting anything, like, I don't want to just be like, wow, I got this product out of the box, I'm going to try it, you should buy it. Like, I've had it for a week and I made a video. That's, you know, but there's stuff like my Cintiq tablets that I've had through the years, and I know what it's like to use them. And then I've also got the Wacom remote that I made the video on is because I've been using this for 2 years, and I was actually sitting there going like, fuck, why do I have to reprogram so much stuff? And I'm like, it's actually because it had that much utility. That's kind of amazing that I'm sitting here like I only replaced 3 of the programs that I had it set to, but I was playing my Pokemon Nuzlocke run on my Wacom remote on my Twitch streams. I was using my hotkey shortcut remote to work like a little Game Boy controller. It was great. So I only put up a video being like, this is kind of cool, because that's how I actually feel about it after 2 years of, you know, actually using it and testing out the product. So I would rather pass along to you guys like what stuff I think is good and what, you know, rather than feel like I'm trying to hook people's stuff. It's why even though I've been using, I'm like, I don't know if Wacom would even want to work with me, because I also just made a video that's like, hey, I've been using, you know, Wacom for 20 years, and now I'm really interested to see how huion is, and like, I wouldn't want a Wacom sponsorship if I want to, like, get a huion product and be like, oof, this might be my new, you know, daily driver. I would rather express that to you guys out of, like, what I've learned through my work and needing to do that rather than through sponsorships. So we'll see. There's also, like, I want to draw more Scott stuff and make like some keychains and some merch. So there's like other things that I want to do that can generate some passive income. But the main thing I want to do is just like not have to have other people go through the same struggle that I did to learn stuff the hard way. And people do this dumb thing where they act like it's a competition. And to some degree, yes. But, like, I don't think that the reason people don't get commissions boils down to just their art style. Like, it almost boils down to some people like a desperation or like an entitlement that people should or have to buy their art, or and it's like it just feels gross or off-putting, and I tend to stop following those people. It's one thing to be like, hey, generally, you know, genuinely asking why don't you guys want to commission me, but when folks are constantly whining about why won't people commission me, it's really hard to, the same thing when people are like, my art style sucks, why won't people commission me? Like, well, if you don't think your art style is good, why should anybody else? Like, there's a lot that I think goes into it, and some folks struggle to understand and comprehend. Do 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 do. Deathlight says, anytime I do traditional art, hardcore mode activate. Oh, absolutely. I lost the camera that I had access to previously so that I could do traditional work with like some sort of like so you could watch me draw in marker and pencil and shit. But all I have right now is a very old webcam that I'm currently using for my model. So we'll work towards, I guess, a hand cam one day if you guys want traditional streams. That would be something I would enjoy, because I miss it. I very much am a tactile creature, and I like traditional mediums the best. And I think it is because it's on that hard mode. Motel says, yeah, you've never thought about that. Appreciate the genuine thought. Yeah, because like it's that what do you call it? It's not quite exaggeration, but it's a little bit like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the right words, but yeah, it just doesn't feel genuine. I don't know how else to put it. And when I listened to the first half of the video, I was like, this doesn't sound genuine. It sounds like I'm trying to play stuff up and be like, haha. And I'm like, eh. It made sense when I didn't know where to start. But it shows me how much I've grown in the... Gosh, I probably wrote that script last September? No, October. Late October. We're just shy of it being... It's been a minute. Wow. But, you know, when I couldn't keep putting out videos like I wanted, I pivoted to doing work streams. Because I can still be informative this way. So I appreciate that folks come in and ask questions, because it also gives me ideas of other things to cover and share in the videos. Because like my intent is just, like I said, to try to kind of just pass things along to the next generation. But yeah, I like the next script. As long as I can get through the paragraph I'm trying to rewrite, everything will be fine. But I've made sure that everything feels much more genuine and nothing's like, ooh, look at this. So if I'm like, look at this, it's like with full-hearted gremlin energy. But like, I feel like the thing that makes me want to stop is like, oh. No, I forgot what I was talking about. We just blue screened right there. Hey, that's fine. Motel says, oh no, understand that it's important to be realistic, but don't be too hard on myself. Take care. What's realistic is that I have bills that are past due, and I'm trying not to have my account overdraw and overdraft because I've not been able to work for almost the whole month. And before that, I got to work for a week before I was dealing with letting my rotator cuff heal. So I've been dealing with back-to-back injuries, and the real honest truth is that I can't afford to not get work done today. Like, this has to happen because I don't have, you know, endless safety nets. I've got help here and there, but when the help runs out, like, that's that. So when I have a day that I can work, I'm going to. And I also know that if I'm sad, drawing usually cheers me up. Like, there's very few times where I go to draw and my mood is a net negative afterwards. So I'm bullying myself into working, but I know that I'm going to enjoy the work. It's not that I don't want to work. It's more that I get stuck in, you know, I get stuck in my own head. And what gets you out of that if you have a job, you know, it's the thought of losing your job. You're like, fuck, I gotta go in or I'm gonna get fired. So I try to be a little nicer to myself than that. Oh, yeah, that's a ballsy employee. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Fire me? I can't fire me. I mean, people can stop commissioning me. That would be, I guess, the equivalent, but I can't fire me. uh, let's see. I'm liking the general vibe of this. I've been staring at it while I've been talking, because, like, that's the one thing I do. It does slow me down a bit to split my focus talking and drawing, but when I'm looking back and forth from chat and I'm talking about stuff, I'm trying to kind of look and then look away and let my eyes rest and then look back at stuff, and I think that this is a good rough. Everything's something I can scoot around. I think everything's on its own layers. Yeah, so I can do the background on its own, and then the pony and the light post on its own, and then the snow effect will come in at the end. So this is perfect. Everything here can be expanded on. And this is one where this was originally not going to be a digital paint, but because in the 2 years since this person commissioned me originally, I've upped my digital painting skills quite a bit. I actually asked them if they were, excuse me. Oh, actually, hang on. The horse is blue. I'm gonna add that. Struggling, struggling. Don't mind me, I'm struggling, struggling. All right, there's like chords on everything, and when I'm not used to having corded products, all of a sudden I'm dragging cables everywhere. It's getting a little chaotic. Like, all right, narrowly avoiding knocking my water cup over. But you know, the important thing is that I it's narrowly, but it was avoided. That was what I tried streaming. It was between my computer hard drive basically not having the brain space capacity somehow. Whatever. Memory too full with YouTube. Couldn't. It was fine, let me draw, and then as soon as I got to the stream, it was just like everything was struggling on the back end. I never got past the like starting soon. Because it was just like what's happening? And then I put together I was gonna have to go through and delete stuff, so I had to just quit. But essentially, I had to go through and just take any and all of my sound tests. I'm like, testing, how does my microphone sound? Do. Screaming to check the fucking noise gate. I'm like, that's great. Delete. And then I got rid of a few of the video footage things that I didn't need anymore. The recordings from older videos from last year. So it seems to have helped. The streaming is happening now. I'll have to see if my computer will be able to still handle Baldur's Gate or not. But I care less about that. I care much more about it being able to handle me drawing, so. My tea is so bitter. All right. You understand? Thanks for elaborating. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the high school struggle is relatable for a lot of folks. And for the most part, I just like dealt with the stress of high school by drawing. And then I dealt with the stress of work by drawing. And then I deal with the stress of my chronic illness by drawing. So, you know, it's just what us cuts do. And like I've been laughing and having a good time, and I've got 3 things for like basically partially done. Um I can find another thing to maybe work on, but feeling like I've gotten progress made always makes me happy, and it's hard for me to stay sad when I send someone a work in progress and they're like, yeah, you know? So, wait, hold on. I think I did a pose backwards then. Hang on. Maybe. Can I combine the two? What would happen? Can I? Dun, 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 dun. All right. That one's the arm up on the right side, but that's a horse face instead of it, yeah. Nah, I won't bother with it. I'm gonna think about this one. The pose is the wrong way, but it's not the wrong way in a way that I can mirror it. The arms are on the wrong side, which means the hand is facing the wrong way. So, I would need to redraw something. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. We'll leave it for another time. This is why I cycle through things sometimes. I'm like, all right, instead of just like ramming my face into the problem and being like, what do? I'm like, okay, let's take a moment. Let's think about it, and I'll see how it goes. Go away. No. I'm trying to go through, for some reason Discord's got this Sims thing. And so I'm trying to scroll through my inbox, which is essentially my commission queue and information, and just like keeps extending up, and I don't know how to make it go away. I guess I'll figure out after stream, huh? What do we have that I can't do? Let's see, open. I don't think I have any more bust information ready. I have to go round up the next round. So that was the last one I think I had info for. Everything else here. All right, so we're going back here. Please? There, all right. I'm still getting used to how this tablet wants to be used as a mouse. I might have to change some setting I'm not aware of or not sure of. I feel like it's functioning just a little bit different. I've got... What do I have? Oh my god. All right, here's a bunch of work in progresses. All right. So this is stuff I already have basically ready to work on. Did I do the outer sketch on this? Oh my god! Yeah! Oh! I am further along on this than I fucking thought. Yes, that's a win. Okay. That's a majority of the fucking line work done. Hell yeah. All right. All my notes. and the references. Blue Horse, Blue World, yeah. My point, I guess, earlier was less about like me not wanting to be streaming or anything right now, like because I was having a hard time emotionally before. It's just that like when there's nothing else there, normally I've had pre-work breakdowns. Being picked on by other coworkers, being on bad shifts that were just really stressful for my life at the time, more coworkers being mean and harassing me. Me. Is that why? I like streaming because I can just ban people if they're assholes instead of like begging management to do something. I'm just like, bye. Like, this customer's being a jerk. And I'm like, I am the manager. Why'd I say that in a gremlin voice, though? That wasn't just... Oh. Pure chaotic vibes. Pure chaotic vibes. All right. Cool. I'm so happy that one's... Do I have it marked down as that done? Usually it keeps track of stuff by percentage. That's the armor. Where's... Oh, because it's got the back and the front, so I have it listed as... Right, it's not 50% done until I do the back. That's fair. That's cool, though. That means that one's a lot further along. That one's a lot closer to being done than I realized, because... Yes. Sweet. That makes me happy, though. What else do I got? I don't know if I can sketch that one. I don't know if I can sketch that one. Maybe we can do bards. Let's see, what else do I have when I open work in progress? Is there anything I can like hone and refine? So as I'm starting to get the last few things out of my, because I'm trying to turn out backlog, right? I basically have, oh, here's one that I'm getting right. This is going to be a digital paint with like fire for lighting. And this is the rough sketch for that. And the point is to just like get, ooh, this would be a good one for a stream. Cause I want it to be timed by about an hour doing the general stuff and then going in with about like 30 minutes to clean up everything like super tidy and do like the major detail and everything in the eye that I want. This one will be a really fun one. We'll do this one on a Wednesday. This will be a good one for a work day. Open. See, look, I'm excited about my work. Like, I'm not like, oh man, there's so many things I gotta draw. Like, there are days that it can feel like that, but I choose to make my job easier by being like, this is fucking cool. This is another one for Zay. Where's this one at? Is this one ready for me to sketch it? Oh, we're doing the outline. Okay. Oh, yeah. And then because I did the armor in that one painting, we were going to go off of the painting and kind of back detail it that way. Do you guys want to see the the painting? Can I find it? Yeah. This is the... That's what the armor is going to look like. I'm pretty sure those are the same ones. It's the shape of the face. Is it? Or is it different armor? No, it's different armor. The same character. I think? Now I'm questioning my life and everything. But I think I did this in like 2 hours. I want to do more digital paints. This was fun. This one was fun. I should make a time lapse out of this, but I don't know what. Oh, the texture on the sword swing. Anyways. So... Everyone panicked. The Scuts just found the power. Yeah. There's a reason my alignment's always chaotic in D&D. It might be chaotic good, but it's still chaotic. Chaotic neutral, still chaotic. Chaotic lawful is just devils. Not supposed to get the gremlins wet. Is that what happened? I dumped water on myself earlier and I turned into a gremlin. It's different. Okay, the four-eyed slaughter armor is her baton. Got it. That's hence the whole Angie fire motif, I assume, then. Malik says sometimes there are questions. Alright, let's see. So that one's pretty much primed to go when I get to it. I've got the one I'm shading. That might be another day. What do I have for your animation? Do I have anything, or is it just... No, nothing goes. I want to animate now. Chaotic good, you'll break into someone's house and do the dishes. I think it's why I do the freebie streams sometimes. Or give away a little, like every once in a while, it just gets, I just gotta doodle. Alright, so basically, this has just been my idea board then. I'm sure I'll remember what this pictograph means later. No, no. Not quite right. I'm just gonna leave the line of motion that I've got stuck in my head. I can't translate anything that's a movement in a static image the way I need to for an animation like this. We're not gonna storyboard it today. But yeah. Mostly checking to see if I had anything on it. I don't know what I can actually work on other than I gotta go bully everyone to get more bus descriptions going. Alright, so those are the ones I have active and started. So between that and the ones I started, I think I don't want to do any more of these. Once I finish Once I finish those two, I can start those two. Yes. Yes. All right. Yep, I've got enough roughs going without going too far out. So I'm gonna keep what I have started because those will be the ones I popped up that are partially done will be the things I'm working on finishing next. Honestly, that environmental piece, I feel like this one's just gonna come out really nice, and it's gonna come out really easily. Like, I feel like we're gonna do maybe a stream next week where I work on this, because I'm excited for this one. I really love environmental pieces, and I don't get to do that many. And essentially what I'm doing right now is these folks are getting stuff that's way more than what they paid for, but because they've been waiting so long, I feel like it makes sense to go a little ham. And this was gonna be like a sketch or a line art type commission before, but I'm feeling a lot less enjoyment out of sketches these days, like refined sketches, just because it hurts my hand so much. I like rough sketches and I like paint. I like digital painting and I like rough sketches. So I'm gonna start focusing on those two things because I get the most enjoyment out of them, and I save a lot of rough sketching. Like, I mean, you guys watched me do this. It was pretty, like, I've gotten good enough at this that this rough has come out in a low enough amount of work for my wrist. So if I go and I spend like an hour or two polishing this out really well, I'll probably do an hour just on the character itself, and then do like an hour between the background and then polishing stuff up. But it'll get to a place where it's going to be really, really good. Like, where's the one for dust? Oh my gosh. So I'm just going to, I guess I'll show you the stuff that I'm excited to be finishing. And then what are we at on the time? Yeah, because we only got a few more minutes anyways. I don't think I'd have a lot of time to start something. So I will show you some things instead. If I can find them. Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, never mind. I forgot what I was looking for. Looking through too many things. It should have been in this folder. Unless it's not in... It should be in here, though. It's dust. There's haze. Is it somewhere else in the stack? Now, where is my work? Is it in a different folder? Is it in 2024? I'm in 2023. All right. Okay, I was in the wrong folder. I was gonna say, don't tell me. This one of dust. Like, this is just blocking out the colors and like the undersketch, and I'm so freaking excited. There we go. I'm not dropping stuff now. I can set it down. But everything's blocked out, and it's basically waiting for me to come in and do all the like final little details and stuff. But I'm not sure how much time I put into that already. I want to say it was roughly 30 minutes. Because I remember knowing I wanted to give myself about another 30 to do dust and her details in general, and then a few minutes to go through and do the background a bit more clearly. But It's just one I've had to have on pause. So this will probably be one I'll finish on Twitch just one of these days when I'm working. I'll probably be doing streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays over on Twitch. That is the current plan. We'll see how it goes. So, unfortunately, most of the rest of your busts are bad for YouTube. There's parts I can draw. There are faces to things. Deathlight says, get more environmental stuff. Got it? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just trying to involve it in more of my pieces in general. So the painting of Bailey will definitely be something where I'm experimenting with some sort of soft light in the background. That's what I'm enjoying the most about digital paints, is finding the light source or making something kind of fun. Like the one I did for you of Rosie? Like, it was really just trying to push the lighting skills that I had. Let's close these ones. Do not save. That, like, this one is just, yeah. It was a moment from a D&D game when their visor got smashed. And so it was kind of like just trying to catch that moment of impending doom and like sand electric lightning storm outside, trying to get the lightning on the... This is where it sucks to put stuff on a timer, because like I don't feel like the lightning looks enough like lightning until you get really close. But I guess it's one of those little details. And so she just tripped and she fell. But I was trying to use the lighting from like the red outdoor, and it was really interesting because she's like in a yellow green kind of suit, and so like this weird color palette that it was making, it was like this weird orangey, and I'm like, so when I color drop it to try to blend with it, like it was very unintuitive, but the result I think is really vibrant and fun and kind of captures that panicky moment. The background kind of gives you the Halloween vibe. For the snow one, with the dark and orange, I could kind of see that. Or do you... where's my D&D gremlins? Yeah. That's what, you take the OCs and you gotta make them tragic. Alright, well, we have hit the 3-hour mark, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna pester some of my commissioners and get some more ideas rounded up and ready to go. And then I'm excited to have just kind of touched base with the next projects I have ready. And seeing how some of those are actually a lot closer. This means I'm gonna, as soon as I can get to my tablet and like actually sit and work in more controlled detail with my screen tablet, I've got one commission that's really close to done. I might be pushing on that one off stream just so I can get it done, and I'll do it in little bursts as I can sit. And then the other one I just have to shade, so I'll probably shade that one on Twitch. And we'll get those two knocked out, and then that means I have the one for Zay half done, the other one for Zay basically half done. And then the Crystal Pony one's going to be something that'll be fairly easy. And then the one I started with where I did the sword, she's going to be ready for an outfit. So, I'm stoked. I'm actually sitting in a much better position with my workload than I was expecting, and I'm just fucking happy. It tells me I was really busting ass before I got knocked down, and I'm picking up the threads, and instead of it being difficult, I just feel like I'm getting more and more momentum. I love what I do, and I appreciate so much that you wanted to be here with me while I did it, because I think art is amazing. And like we were talking about AI stuff earlier, with everything like that happening, like I said, it makes you even more awesome for hanging out and supporting a small artist. It literally means everything to me right now. I do my best to do what I do. And I love my community. So I got back up again, and we're gonna do this. I'm gonna get through my queue, and we're gonna have a much healthier turnaround time. And I want to be an example of doing it right, and like being able to get yourself out of a backlog without having to give up and go find, a full-time job, or trying to find a part-time job or anything like that. Like, if you are motivated and you are determined, and you love what you do, it's possible. I'm so excited, and thank you for being here, everybody. I've got, like I said, 4 videos coming out, so we'll see. I'm probably gonna get some work editing tonight when I'm laid out, so we're getting closer. They'll come out when they're ready. I don't have anything more for you than that. Just that they're recorded, the audio is edited, and they are waiting for the visual component. So they will come as they are done, and I am excited. This has been amazing. And I'm halfway to monetization, which is fucking amazing. So you're all fucking amazing. Take care, have a good one, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Wait, okay, watch. Ready? Bye. Ooh, she can go down. But